been making beats since, I don't know, like 2004, but started doing it for real in 2014, 2015, after I had my little rap career with Tribe NYC, my little flat top brothers that I, had when I was chilling in Soho and stuff back in the day, 2012, 2013. And been doing this for a minute though, man.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So when was the first time you actually put a project out that you actually, were proud of it and actually put it out for the people to hear? A lot of people make the street tapes and all that, but when was it the time where you were like, yo, this is it? This is when it's official. This is the record right here. I want everyone to hear you. So when did that happen? You know what I'm saying?
To be honest, I've been making music forever, but I didn't know until like 2015 that you could actually put this on, I guess what they call now streaming platforms, DSPs. I didn't know that you can do that until 2015. And once I figured that out, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna start making beat tapes. I'm gonna start getting back into this. I'm gonna start working with artists, and that's when I discovered Stoop. I discovered Magno. I wouldn't say discovered. I don't want to take anything from them brothers, but I came upon them and wanted to work with them and kind of exchange energies, and those two kind of became my two guys I was working with the most. Also Heartbreak Julio. You know what I mean? I kind of really got into my bag once I really felt and realized that you could put this on streaming platforms for everybody to hear, like the same platforms that people go and listen to Drake and all that. Like you could, yeah. So I was like, nah, I'm gonna start putting my stuff out, so everybody can hear,
Word up. Now, making the boom bap beats and all that, that's that style, that whole underground flavor. When was the first time you heard that underground boom bap flavor, and what was one of the artists or producers that you heard that made you want to start doing your thing? You know what I'm saying? Who inspired you?
Man. Well, I used to rap, so I have like inspiration on the rap side, but then I have inspiration on the producer side. And on the producer side, man, I mean, I can't really go in the order, but I mean, you got Dilla, Dilla inspired me, then you got Alchemist, Evidence, a couple people, man, and then, recently, like, I started getting more inspired with the lo-fi, so you got Tampa Beats, you got Evie out there killing it, you know what I mean, First Lady at lo-fi, you got a lot of people out there that I kind of started, kind of like looking at and like, yo, they have, this big fan base and this big following, and all they're doing is just putting their passion on records. So, I was like, I'm a kind of look into how they do their thing, and I kind of put everybody together, man. You hear a little bit of Alk in my shit, you might hear a little bit of, you know what I mean. But for the most part, this is Retrospec. I'm not trying to be anybody else, but I do have my own way of doing things, and I like my beats to sound like movies. I like my beat tapes to sound like movies. Everything has to have a theme. Everything has to be, coordinated well. You know what I mean? That's just me.
Yes, sir. And so I'm going to take over this portion because it's my guy right here. So I'm going to get you in your bag a little bit talking about that, right, with the themes. But before we do that, right, let's talk about, where you came from and, like, the love that you got for Long Island, you know what I'm saying, from Brentwood to Ronkonkoma, you know what I'm saying, to where you currently reside. And, you know what I'm saying, you kind of really represent all the boroughs. You kind of bring that into your music. Can you tell people about how, like, that's kind of influenced you a little bit in terms of some of your projects and, like, kind of like your mindsets, where you're at in different spots, and in terms of, like, progression, and how that kind of helped evolve you into who you are now,
Yeah, so basically I don't know, man, I'm from Long Island, I'm from Brentwood, Glenmore Ave, what I mean, right there off of Eastern. I'm from over there, and right off of Suffolk Ave and all that. Like, I'm from that area, EPMD, Craig Knight. And that was kind of like my catalyst, because my mom went to school with Eric, you know what I mean, and stuff. So that was like a big thing for me. And, just kind of basically being from Long Island and then moving away, to Virginia and Florida for a couple years, and then coming back when I was able to make my own decisions, and, just living on couches and stuff, just because I wanted to be a part of what I wanted to do musically. At first it was a rap thing, and it kind of turned into a producer thing after the rap. I was with a couple of flat top heads, you know what I mean, that I met on MySpace back in the day, called Tribe NYC, Kid Love, Manolo, Teddy, you know what I mean? A lot of real cool people, man. I used to chill in like Union Square and stuff like that back in the day, you know, old spots that Kid, you know, and Clay and all of them used to actually chill at, you know. And you know, I kind of linked with them when I was able to move back out here after going to Florida, and you know, that's kind of where everything started, you know. And then when I wanted to go do my own thing, I moved back to Long Island because I was living in the city with them in the Bronx, you know what I mean. We was out here, you know, every day we had a photo shoot, every day we had a video shoot. It was really a party every day, you know. Those are some of my greatest years. But when I moved back to Long Island, it was more on go time. Like I was like, well, I've always wanted to really get into beats heavy and do it seriously, so I started buying the equipment. I had bought an MPK 25. I had bought a little computer. Like I was on Reason for a second, so I was just doing everything through digital at that point, man. And you know, I kind of started to grow with it, and then you know, I was out here for 5 years, man. Moved from Brentwood to Ronkonkoma, as he said, and you know, kind of built up a huge studio and started really getting to work. I quit my job for a whole year and said I want to just try to just focus on beats this whole year and try to like really find my sound, and I did. And once I started getting more of my clientele wanting me to, you know, do more work and stuff like that, I was like, I gotta be in Brooklyn, I gotta be in Queens, I gotta be out there where, you know what I mean. So I took my talents out there, you know what I mean, and you know, kind of the rest is history, man. You know?
That's what's up. So at this point, man, you got a lot of music. I have a lot of music on the rock that you produced. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
From early projects to the newer projects. We're gonna rock some of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? And yo, let's just do that right now. We'll come back and talk to him a little bit more.
Let's do it.
All right? Let's rock some joints. Retrospec, yo. Let's go. WUSB Stony. Retrospec in the building. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. What up, homie?
Yo.
Dope tracks right there, man.
Yo, thanks, bro. I've been doing this for, like I said, a minute. I'm still learning too every day.
Word. And that's, you know what? As long as you're doing it now, you'll be learning forever, man. 'Cause I've been making beats since the '80s, so, and I'm still learning. You know what I mean?
4 tracks, everything, huh?
All the way back, real to reels.
Yo, my man was doing pirate radio, bro, out of his crib. We're talking about like legit,
back
like
in the day.
I'm talking about
Damn.
he had like crate with his own transmitter. It was broadcasting
That's
in Hidden
crazy.
Riverhead and places all across the island from his bedroom. I mean, my man he's been
That's
in the
back
game.
in the day,
He
yeah.
been up here, like he said, 19 years. Shout out to my man, Cut Supreme,
That's
holding
crazy.
it down, killing it.
Yeah.
Big ups to him,
And
bro.
October 27th will be our 19-year anniversary
Woo.
up here alone.
October.
October 27th.
Wow,
So
my
that's-
birthday's the 26th. That's good.
That's
This is
dope.
a good signs, man. There's a lot of good
these are all
signs. Good
signs.
energy in here,
And what
man.
just happened before, man? I said you turned around, you looked at a record.
Yeah, man.
What was that about?
Yo, so my mom, right? She married Freddie Hubbard's son, Dwayne Hubbard. So I turn around to the right, and what are the odds? I see the Freddie Hubbard record right in front of me, and I'm like, come on, son, this is crazy, you know. So
Yeah.
a lot of good energy in here, man.
Good energy, man. That's what it's all about. You know what I'm saying? And having you right here, Retrospec, man, bringing up the beat machine,
Yes, sir.
working on the tracks and playing the joints, man. That's what it's all about, man. I'd like to thank you for coming down, man, and blessing us.
You
with
already know, man. You already know.
Word.
We go. If you want to see the behind the scenes, man, not only you gotta follow my man Retrospec, you're gonna have some good footage. I'm sure we'll have some good footage, but we're gonna have the Boom Bap Video Tech. It's gonna have a lot of this behind the scenes kind of worked in with just a regular, you know.
On YouTube, man.
I'm
Boom
saying,
Bap Video
so-
Tech, like and subscribe and tell everyone, you know what I'm saying? Word. And so Retrospec, question right now. Listen to those tracks, man. Now when you go to make a beat for an artist, do you think of that artist while you're making the beat? Do you guys converse about it, what the track's gonna be about? You just start just feeling it and just say, yo, I think Magno will sound good on this one. Or you think, you know, or you guys just sit down and start making a project. Or how does it work, like the whole process? I know how I make beats. I love all my beats like children. So I sit there and I don't want to give them away. You know what I'm saying? So I know how it feels to like. So when you're what's your thought process when you're making a beat and who you're gonna give it to or how you're gonna distribute it?
Well, it just depends. Most of the time when I make the beat, the artist is not there. I either make it and it's like, all right, I think Dusty will sound good on this. After the fact, like the beat has to be already made. And I'm listening to it for like 5 minutes. Like, yeah, man, Def Soldier will sound good on this, or something like that, or Rome will sound good on this. But You know what I mean? Most of the time, like I said, it's just me making them on the fly, and then the artist comes over the crib. We might smoke, we might vibe, listen to a couple beats. They might pick beats, and then they start writing to it. Then, but there is instances where the artist is there, and I do make the beat in front of them, and it's not really tailored to what they would like, but they might be like, "Yo, why don't you throw the drums off right here instead?" And I'll be like, you know, I'm not one of those producers that's like high-headed and like strong-headed where I'm like, nah, this is my beat. You're not gonna tell me how to cook my meal. Like, nah, mate. Alright, you know, I'll throw some oregano in there. You know, even though I would have maybe put cayenne, I'll throw oregano in there. You know what I mean? And whatever, blah. And it might come out tasting better than what I was thinking. You know what I mean? So the beat might come out sounding better because of how the artist wants to tailor it. But most of the time, it's me making it. It's my idea, and then you know they listen to it, they like it, they write to it.
Word. So, Mike, you got a question?
Yeah, so let's just keep in that theme. We were talking behind the scenes a little bit. So, when you're making a beat, obviously for somebody, like you said, you might take their input. But when you go on about making a project like a Howard Beach, you know what I'm saying? Like something that you're really trying to touch the people in, I think, a different way, right? And like really deliver a message and just like be able to use your, you know, I guess production as a way to convey what it is you're trying to reach the audience. I mean, what's your thought process, something like that, man? Because, you know, I think what you did with that project was super dope, and that's something that I was like, whoa, I was really blown away. And, you know, I really started, like, seeing the maturation process coming full circle, and I like the themes, and like you said, the beat tapes, and I know you got, every Christmas, you got 2 Christmas beat tapes that you put out, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, let's let the people know, like, not only, you know, you take the input, but what is some of your own creative input and like some of the processes that kind of inspire you to kind of go down the lanes that you choose? Because you got some creative, obviously, ideas out there and you really execute on them, but I don't think people really are as tuned in as like, you know, somebody who's been following you a little bit, what you actually trying to do. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, shout out to you, Mike. You've been following me since like 2014. But yeah, no. So the way when it comes to something like a Howard Beach, man, I don't know. I was in Ronkonkoma, like just in the boonies, and I was just living right off of Portia Road and Hawkins Ave, and I just my mind just well. First of all, a lot of people don't know, but Howard Beach is the reason why Spike Lee made Do the Right Thing, and you know he took a lot of elements from what happened and made it his own, but I'm like really into the culture. Like I don't just, you know, my name is not just Retrospec, you know what I mean? If the cameras was on me right now and y'all could see, you know, whoever driving in their car or just listening to whatever, you know, on the radio right now, if y'all could see how I look, y'all be like, you know, yeah, this kid is somewhere else. So I was somewhere else with it. I always am mentally, and like I said, Do the Right Thing's one of my favorite movies, so it was like an ode to that. And I put that out in February. I started doing that in 2017, 2018, where I started putting projects out in February because of Black History. So every February I try to put out like a Black History project, you know. But yeah, man, if you know what happened in Howard Beach, you know what I mean, you know. If you know, you know. It's kind of a lot to explain right now, but you know, like it was just, my mind was just on something like that. And then when I even made the beats for the album, you know, that's something that I do. I don't tailor beats for artists that much, but I might tailor beats for the theme. I might already go into making a beat tape and say, okay, yeah, it's gonna be about Howard Beach, yeah, but how are the beats gonna sound? And because Howard Beach for the most part was a mystery, I wanted the beats to sound mysterious. So if you guys was to listen to how Howard Beach sounds, you'd be like, damn, like a lot of the beats sound like mysterious, like you're trying to solve a mystery. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what I may do for certain things. You know, for other albums like Jodi Arias, who's, you know, the shorty that killed her ex-boyfriend because she was obsessed with him. You know, go look up that story if y'all know about it. But, you know, like I said, if you know, you know. The beats on that album is more murderous. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just kind of what I do when it comes to my themes. It has to make sense. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Right. And, yo, for the people that are watching, you can see the Retrospec. He's got that Big Daddy Kane with the look with the Easy E shirt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yo, I'm saying, yo, but like he said, this is what I'm saying. I want to big him up for it because, like, yo, he really be living that lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? You ever see him out at shows? He's rocking the retro gear, but like he said, it's just a mindset too. You know, he's trying to pay tribute to, you know what I'm saying, what he grew up on. And I just think that
I've been dressing this way for forever, Mikey.
I know,
bro.
So like I say, I just, you know, big ups to Retro for just like, you know what I'm saying, not just being out here all talk, you know, backing it up. In retro, before retro, you know what I'm saying?
I used to have the lightning bolts on my side of my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the day, man.
And to take it a step further, guys, with the whole retroness, what I recently been doing for my last 3 or 4 albums, the Dusty album,
Yes, sir.
the Ramble Raps with Bub Styles, Fat Shouts to Bub, you know what I mean? That's one of my closest peoples. But, you know, with those albums, I'm now taking it and taking the whole digital album and running it through cassette. Then running it back from cassette back into digital to give it that crunch. I'm doing the actual cassette, like cassette deck, like a 2x2. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, and yeah, man, I'm really out here. So.
Are you using the Dolby HX Pro or are you using the?
So the one that I have, it's a Tascam, but I don't know which one it is, but it does the job. You know what I mean? I run everything through it, and I don't use the Dolby noise cancel. I don't do any of that. I let the give it everything, you know what I mean? Like but it can't be too much. If the hits is overpowering and everything, you know what I mean? Then I gotta probably re-record. But I run everything through the mixer. I run everything. Like I got a whole process with it now.
That's
you know
dope.
what I mean?
That's real dope, man. So let them know how they can find your projects, where they can find you, your social media. You know, say how they can reach out to you, man.
Well, right now I'm on live right now. If y'all go on Instagram, Retrospec 88, Retrospec with a C, not a T, RETROSPEC 88. That's where I'm at right now. That's on Instagram. That's on Twitter. Same thing, same handles. If you want to find my music, though, it's not Retrospec 88. It's just Retrospec. And I wasn't born in 88. I was born in 91, but that's just, you know, my whole aura, you know. I feel like my monologue for life is 88 to 93, so I represent anything that happened and that took place from 1988 to 1993, just because I feel like those are the most important years of hip-hop. A lot of our artists that we love and we, you know, hold to a certain standard now was discovered in 92, 93, 91. So like I said, that's why I do the whole 88 to 93, plus how I dress. That's kind of the years that I dress in that range.
It's kind of
You know
funny
what I
how you
mean?
said that, because the lyrics I spit over your beats earlier was like retro beat.
Mm-hmm.
Those are retro rhymes that I wrote in 88.
Word.
That was my favorite year.
Yeah.
So
I heard the flow. It was definitely 88.
I brought that 88 flow in. I figured your retrospect, I might as well bring the 88 rhymes.
Hell yeah.
So those are rhymes that I actually wrote in 88.
Talk about an ex-girlfriend or something.
It was one of those. That was actually a battle rap, and it was actually a freestyle when I did it, and then I wrote it afterwards. I was like, it was pretty dope. Bro.
Oh, guys, I also got a website, Retrospec Beats. So Retrospec with a C, not a T. So it's Retrospec, and like I said, on all streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, Retrospec, just with a C, not a T. All right, guys.
And make sure you PayPal ready, because we ain't.